So this one is going to be a quick video. I just got off the podcast with Portal 277. You guys should have watched that podcast by now, so it's going to be fantastic. One of the topics in there was the PlayStation 5 Pro. So I just want to talk about it. Here is what I think about the prospect of a PlayStation 5 Pro. First of all, I don't believe any of the rumors. If you guys have heard me before, you know that I don't put any faith or any stock into these insiders, into these rumor mongers. I have no interest in it, okay? However, if it is going to be a thing, here's what I want. It's very simple. I want to be able to achieve 4K 120 frames per second. That's it. That's all. This is something that was printed on the original PlayStation 5 box, and it's therefore something that I have as an expectation, because when I bought my TV, I made sure that I had a capability for 4K 120 FPS. So the way that I see it, I have no issues with the box having printed that for the PlayStation 5. I love the PlayStation 5 system. It is what it is. However, you as Sony, you decided to put this up there and you said it there. So let's just take a look at what I'm saying. So you see over here, if you look at this box here, you will see that it has it right there. 4K 120 frames. You know, this is on every PlayStation 5 box, no matter where it is that you find it in the world. It says 4K 120. I don't care if it says up to 4K 120, blah, 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 blah. I'm not here to argue it. I'm not even here to denigrate it for not being able to deliver both at once with the base PS5. I don't mind, guys. I really, truly do not. What I wonder, if you're going to do a PlayStation 5 Pro, you need to show up in a big way. I think that the PlayStation 4 Pro was pretty much garbage and it wasn't worth it, because it wasn't worth an additional SKU out there existing for the tiny little cute upgrade that it gave here once in a while in certain games, blah blah. No, let's not do that. Let's do a massive step forward if we're going to take a step. You know, do it if you're going to do it. That's my entire point. 4K 120. So what would that look like? Very simple. Just like now, you have two options in your at least PlayStation first party games. Fidelity mode, it should hit native 4K 60 frames per second, and you will have the VR options unlocked if you want to go up to 80 frames per second, whatever it is, nobody cares. Then performance mode should hit 4K at 120 frames per second. I don't care if it's native, which it probably wouldn't be, but if it's checkerboard, fine. I don't care, guys. I just hit 4K 120, and I will allow it to even just do checkerboard 4K 100 frames per second plus. Like, as long as it is a massive step from 60, that performance mode will be worth it. Even if it doesn't quite hit 120, if it's averaging around 100 frames per second, we should be fine. So those are my thoughts on the PlayStation 5 Pro. As far as price, not my concern. Not because I don't have a budget. Everybody has a budget. But because I can save up whatever I need to save up. I can trade whatever I need to trade. If you give me 4K 120 and I can achieve that, I will do what I need to do in order to eventually down the line, even if I buy it 3 years down the line, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. It will be cheaper by then. I would need what I need to do to be financially responsible for myself. This isn't just something that I can go out and buy right away. Like, I'm not rich out here. I just don't want price to be the thing that stops me from getting what I want. If this product is going to exist, Sony should price it at whatever they want to price it at. It's not my job to look at a company and then decide what the product should be worth. Like, that is never going to be something that I say. Okay? So, my concern is, does it deliver a performance jump that warrants me buying an extra thing, knowing that it will always be tied to the base PS5? So that's what I want to say. As far as what would the PlayStation 6 accomplish, I don't know. Okay, I don't, and it's not my job to know. And maybe if I'm a PlayStation 5 Pro, I'm going to find some deficiencies in there that I'm going to be like, okay, this is what I want the PlayStation 6 to take care of. But until then, it's perfectly fine. Because right now, the way I'm thinking it, a PlayStation 5 Pro is not coming. That's my opinion. I don't believe in a PlayStation 5 Pro. I think they should just go to a PlayStation 6, and then the PlayStation 6 will give you 4K 60 and 4K 120 for at least the PlayStation 5 generation games. That's what I'm thinking. So that's it on that topic. Now let's talk about The Last of Us Part 2 Remake. I think I've spoken about this before, but just in case I haven't, here's my opinion on it. I love it. You guys know that I love remakes and remasters. The fact that it's coming out for only $10 US, easy win. The no return mode was just announced, and I've got to say it is looking fantastic. It is just looking fantabulous. I mean, look at this thing. Everything that I see here makes me want to play this game. You know, people have always loved the combat in The Last of Us Part 2. Now be able to do it without the constraints of the chapters and the stories and the progression, be able to have modifiers. They even have invisible enemies at some point here. Here are some things that I want from it. First of all, costumes. These costumes need to be on point. Ellie needs a Celine from Returnal. She needs a Celine costume. That is non-negotiable. I know that in this particular trailer, they show Ellie with a space costume, but it is just a standard NASA themed space. I'm not interested in that. I need them to put together a Returnal inspired costume for Ellie. It is perfect. She always wanted to be an astronaut, and now she gets to be stuck in a time loop or in an infinite roguelike loop. I mean, are we joking? It makes itself. The second thing is that, listen, they need to have special weapons for each of the characters there. Ellie, her special weapons needs to be her knife, okay? Maybe if you activate this mode, it like stabs motherfuckers in one go. Like it's just like a super knife. Like it's actually like, I don't know, the freaking, what's the powerful sword in mythology? Like Excalibur out here. Like that. This is just like a mini Excalibur in her hand. I don't care what it is, but her special weapon needs to be her knife. Abby, come on guys. Come on. Abby, her golf club. Come on. Come on. You know it had to be the golf club. Come on. Hey, listen. Takes mother lovers out in one shot if you hit them in the head. That's what the golf club will do. So there's those two things I would love for them to get right, because it would just make the gameplay way more fun. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to this roguelike survival mode. I'm not sure if I'm going to play it for tens of hours or anything like that, but I will definitely give it a try, and I will definitely do my best to give you guys my opinions on it. Okay, the Game Awards. Final topic. The Game Awards and Grand Theft Auto 6. First, let's talk about the Game Awards. Here is my opinion on the Game Awards. Thank God we have a big event like this. It is just, all I want to do is just take a moment, grab a drink, celebrate the gaming industry. That's all I want. I personally don't even put that much stake into who is the Game of the Year nominee and who is not. There are some years that I look at certain things questionably, like the year that Returnal wasn't part of the Game of the Year nominee list. I look at it suspiciously, but hey, if it wasn't for the people, it wasn't for the people. But as to who wins and who loses, it is what it is. This year, I fully expect Baldur's Gate 3 to win pretty much everything that it is in, including Game of the Year. I have no issue with that. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but from the fan reception, from the little bit of gameplay that I've seen from the trailers, it looks fantabulous, and it looks like it should be one of the top contenders for Game of the Year. Similarly, Tears of the Kingdom. Haven't played it. I hate the Switch. Not going to play it until they come up with something better. But again, fan reception, looking at the trailers, it looks like it has that special sauce going on. I absolutely adored Breath of the Wild. Slightly overrated, but that's only because the limitations of the Switch stopped it from being the greatest game that Breath of the Wild could have been. Tears of the Kingdom somehow took those limitations that the Switch had. It acknowledged them, but then it still went far beyond what it was expected to do, given those limitations. And I look forward to experiencing that amazing game on stronger hardware. So if it wins Game of the Year this year, absolutely fine with me. Spider-Man 2, I do not believe in any serious way, in any serious capacity, that it has a chance to win over Baldur's Gate 3 or The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, this is not a diss on Spider-Man 2. I love it. It's my Game of the Year. But let's just be realistic. The media, the fans, the gamers, they are in love with Baldur's Gate 3 and Zelda in a way that is perfectly understandable for, Spider-Man 2, as amazing as it is, to simply run third fiddle. And I'm perfectly happy with that. But if it was to win, wouldn't that be a fun day on Twitter? I'm going to delete my account if it wins. I'm just going to leave it, because the amount of, oh my God, the amount of toxicity that would run in these streets, ooh, it will be nauseating. So, in fact, just for the sake of world peace and for a chance for the humanity to one day end world hunger, we should just let Spider-Man 2 not win this year. Any other year, it would have been understandable, but this year, given what a certain side has suffered with Starfield and Redfall and Hi-Fi Rush and Motorsport and all of the whining and crying and Xbox, let's just let them at least not be humiliated yet again by having Spider-Man 2 win. Let's just keep it chill, because they are already crying Xbox stacks simply because their garbage games don't get nominated. Imagine if the competition... Oh my god, it's too much. Okay, finally, Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay, the trailer just released. I think released yesterday for me. It looks like an amazing trailer. It looks like an amazing game. It will be a phenom. It is already a phenom. I think it's got more than 90 million views in less than 24 hours, just on the first trailer alone. Here's my thoughts on Grand Theft Auto. I adore Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I want a full-blown remake from the ground up of San Andreas. It is pretty much, to me, gaming perfection. Like, it just enters the Hall of Fame. Yes, there are some missions in there that are stupid, like the one where you have is it Big Smoke or something or on top, and so on your motorbike he has to shoot the people on top of the train. It's what a nightmare that was. So they could change that. They should definitely change that. But aside from that particular mission and a few others that are, you know, kind of completely untuned and unfair, I just absolutely loved everything about San Andreas. I love it to death. Grand Theft Auto 4, I just could not connect with Nico Bellic. I would like to say that the game bored me, but the character was just such a massive disconnect for me that I don't even know if I gave the game a chance. Like, I just couldn't connect with him. I think I understand what people say when they just can't connect with Aloy in Forbidden West. Like, yes, they know that there's a great game behind it all, but if they have to experience it as this character, they're just like, nah, I can't do it. So basically, the way that certain people feel about Aloy in Horizon is the way that I feel about Nico Bellic in Grand Theft Auto 4. Is it Nico Bellic? It's Nico, right? Like, I'm getting at least that part, right? It's not the previous Grand Theft Auto I'm talking about, is it? Anyways, the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 4, I tried it so many times and I just can't get into it. Grand Theft Auto 5, I still haven't played. To this day, I've started it. I've played like 2 or 3 missions. It's pathetic, the amount of that I've played, and let me tell you, it's been what, over 10 years now since it was released. Still haven't played it. I mean, it could be great. It probably is great, but I guess I have at least until 2025 to play it. That would actually be kind of fun if I could play Grand Theft Auto 5 and then just wait a few more months for Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, could you imagine how privileged a position that would be? Like, if Grand Theft Auto 5 hits with me and I end up adoring every single minute of it, like I just love it to death, then I only have 6 months or so to wait until the next entry, and I didn't have to wait the whole 10 years. And since I'm not interested whatsoever in the online experience, that would just be my Grand Theft Auto experience. That actually sounds pretty good. So maybe I'm actually going to... Okay, to be fair, I wasn't going to play it anytime soon. But maybe I would do my best so that once we find out the release date for Grand Theft Auto 6, then maybe 2 months or so beforehand, I would start playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and then see if that connects with me. But even if it doesn't, Grand Theft Auto 6 looks amazing, but I'm sort of like tired of the whole conversation about it. Number one, there's lots of racism out here. People are like, oh, there's too many black people in it, and it's just so... Black people aren't allowed to exist. This is basically it. We're not allowed to exist in real life. We're not allowed to exist in media. We're not allowed to exist in games. So it's a whole thing. Now, even just as part of the environment and NPCs, it's a problem that we exist. Okay, cool, fair enough. Second, a lot of people are giving an amazing amount of speculations, and we are already hearing, you know, game of life, game of the generation, this time with some actual credibility behind it, right? Better than Starfield, at least. But I just feel like gamers don't learn from the whole cyberpunk situation, and we just look at this amazing trailer and then suddenly people are ready to just jump out the window and just be like, okay, my life is on hold until this game comes out. And I just find that a little bit off-putting. It almost makes you want to turn away from the fandom and the fan base of it, because they are just being too much. So I feel like I'm just gonna stay away from any discourse around Grand Theft Auto 6 until we have further trailers, further gameplay examples of what it is that we'll be doing, how I'll be doing it. Everything that I looked at the trailer that they showed, it looks like at least a 9 to a 10 out of 10 game. I'm super happy with it, but then there's already people saying that it is a 15 out of 10, a 19 out of 10. It is already greater than Jesus, and it's only been the first trailer. It's like a minute and 20 seconds or something. I'm just going to stay away from it. And I feel like if you say anything bad about it, if you say anything even moderately good about it, it's not good enough for people. So y'all can have GTA 6. I'm happy for y'all. You guys probably played GTA 5. You loved it to death. And so GTA 6 is more of what you love. And I know that a lot of people love GTA 4. So I'm already in the minority in that fashion. So I'm just going to leave GTA 6 alone. So anyways, that is pretty much the entire thing I had to say about all of these topics. So talked about PlayStation 5 Pro. If you're going to do it right. Or don't do it at all. Like, again, if you're just going to make a little slight upgrade, like a little nicer here and there, like, don't do it. Just leave it alone. The Last of Us remake, I'm there. No return mode looks phenomenal. I can't wait to at least try it out. I do think it should be online co-op at least, or even couch co-op. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Like if we got more co-op games and more co-op experiences. That would be amazing to play that with a friend. Just like Returnal now, you can play that with a friend. But I've got Returnal almost till I scratch that itch, so I guess I don't need that from The Last of Us. But Returnal isn't The Last of Us, and The Last of Us is compelling to me. I'm one of those guys that played Factions for like over 400 hours. So I look forward to a proper Last of Us multiplayer, but this kind of arcade-like experience, yeah, there's something there for me. The Game Awards, guys, let's just chill and enjoy the fact that we have our Oscars, okay? Oh, and all the people that say that, oh, all of these gaming panels, they don't represent the voting body, they don't represent this, they don't represent that. Look at the Players' Choice Awards, and you will find that the gamers voted exactly along the same lines as the voting panel. I know that you personally may differ. You may think Octopath Traveler 2, you may think that Starfield, you may think that No Man's Sky, you may think that Halo Infinite, you may think that, Pikmin, you may think that Metroid Prime, and you have your own right to have your own personal game of the year. But we need an award ceremony. And these voting panels, these judges, they are doing a good job of representing the vast majority of gamers. And it's great to be in the minority. Sometimes it's good to stand on your own and just yell at the world that Skyrim is trash. It was always garbage, So, GTA 6. I look forward to seeing more from the game. I look forward to discovering what Rockstar can do 10 years later. I still haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2. This is just one of those games that it's still 30 frames on the PlayStation 5. That's been the biggest issue, because once you get used to the frames per second, it is hard to go back. I have a PC that could run it at probably 60 frames. I don't like playing on PC. This year, this is my office. This is my space to mostly get work done. So leisure over here, when I have a whole setup over there that is far more dedicated for that, it's just not happening. And even if I could spruce this entire space up, I can't have a 77-inch screen in front of me over here, so I'm not interested in that experience. Thank you for everybody that keeps telling me that I could get a PC. I have one. It's a nice one. I just don't want a game on it. That's literally all. And I don't want to get into a debate about it either. It's fine. It's fine. GTA 6, it will be great. Most likely. I love the discourse around it. I love it for y'all. Me, I'm going to take a step back because I really have nothing to say. Because at the end of the day, that 1 minute, 20 seconds trailer-ish, whatever, that was a nice tease. And I'm going to need to see more, as a person that didn't connect with every single GTA that was ever made. Alright, y'all have a good one. Ciao.